Hi, I'm Charlene Notgrass, and I'm excited to tell you about America the Beautiful, our brand new one-year American history course for students in grade 5, 6, 7, or 8. This course is as flexible and rich as a unit study, but as simple to use as a textbook. The variety of lesson topics and the way the course is designed make it easy for parents to give their children an enjoyable year of American history, and the abundant full-color illustrations make it a beautiful way for children to learn the history of America. Students using America the Beautiful learn American history chronologically. The course begins with lessons about the land God created here and about the native nations who lived here before Europeans came in 1492. The course ends with lessons about the lives Americans are living today. America the Beautiful is divided into 30 units. Each of these units has 5 lessons. This makes a total of 150 lessons. With a typical school year being about 180 days, students can complete the curriculum in a year with 30 extra days of wiggle room. Students enjoy the 5 different types of lessons that we include in each unit. These 5 lesson types include Our American Story, which is a lesson telling major events of the time period of a particular unit. A God's Wonders lesson teaches about an amazing creation God placed in America, a creation that relates in a particular way to that unit's time period. Our American Landmark lessons teach about an important site in American history that relates to the unit's time period. Our American Biography lessons each tell about a person who lived during the time period the students are learning about in a particular unit. A Daily Life lesson in each unit tells about how certain people lived and worked during the time period of the unit. The America the Beautiful curriculum package includes 6 books. These are America the Beautiful Part 1, America the Beautiful Part 2, We the People, a map book, a timeline book, and an answer key. America the Beautiful Part 1 and Part 2 are the heart of the curriculum. Each of these books has 15 units with 5 lessons each for a total of 75 lessons. The 75 lessons in Part 1 cover the beginning of American history through 1877. The 75 lessons in Part 2 cover to the present time. The narrative lessons in Part 1 and Part 2 are written to the student. At the end of each lesson is a list of learning activities. Parents choose what they want their students to complete. Having this list of activity at the end of each lesson makes America the Beautiful very easy for both students and parents to use, and there's no need for a separate teacher's manual. The list of activities at the end of each lesson tells parents how and when to use the other components in the America the Beautiful curriculum package. We the People is the title of the other hardback book in the package. We the People is a wonderful collection of original speeches, newspaper articles, advertisements, poems, songs, letters, journal entries, and other historic documents from American history. Each song in We the People also has a link so that students can listen to the song on the Notgrass History website. Maps of America the Beautiful is one of the softcover books in the America the Beautiful curriculum package. The map book has 30 maps drawn especially to accompany this curriculum. When a lesson has one or more corresponding maps, the end of lesson activities will instruct your child to turn to the appropriate map or maps and to complete the map activities that correspond with that particular lesson. The curriculum package also includes the timeline of America the Beautiful. This is an illustrated timeline of American history from AD 1000 to the present. After each lesson, the end of lesson activities tell students where to turn in the timeline to complete that day's timeline activity. The curriculum package also includes the America the Beautiful answer key. In addition to the America the Beautiful curriculum package, we offer a choice of 2 optional forms of review material. The lesson review has 5 questions over each lesson. The student workbook has a worksheet for each lesson. Each of these books has a test over each unit. Notgrass History also has chosen 10 works of literature that students may read while they are completing the course, or that parents may wish to use as read-alouds. The list of activities at the end of each lesson tells students when to read these titles. The best way to understand how to use America the Beautiful is to walk through one unit. Doing this shows you how easy the curriculum is to use. Let's look at Unit 7. It covers American history right after the American Revolution. The first page of each unit includes an historical marker with a short description of the contents of the unit. The first lesson in Unit 7 is an Our American Story lesson. These lessons always focus on the major events of the time period that's covered in the unit. This one tells about the formation of a new American government after the Revolutionary War. Students learn why American leaders needed to write the U.S. Constitution and about their writing it. They learn about the presidency of George Washington. As you can see, each lesson is richly illustrated with photos and artwork. As I mentioned, a list of suggested activities follows each lesson. You can choose which activities work best for your child. Parents who want to use America the Beautiful as the core of their school year might decide to have their students complete all of the activities. Other parents might choose to have their students do only 1 or 2. It all depends on what works best for your child's individual learning style and what you're trying to accomplish this year for your homeschool. To help you see the scope of the curriculum, I will explain what your child would do if he or she did all of the suggested assignments at the end of Lesson 31. The first assignment for this lesson is to read the biography of President George Washington, which is on the following page after the list of activities. America the Beautiful has a biographical page just like this one for each American president. We the People has 3 primary source documents that are appropriate for your child to read after this lesson. The We the People assignment points the student to the appropriate page numbers for those documents in We the People. Your student may also complete the map book assignment for this lesson and also the timeline assignment. If your student is using one of the optional review books, he or she can turn to the assignment for Lesson 31 in the student workbook or in the lesson review. Lesson 31 has a Thinking Biblically assignment. We recommend that all students using America the Beautiful have a designated notebook and notebook paper or a spiral notebook where they keep all of their written assignments for America the Beautiful. So for this Thinking Biblically assignment, the student reads a passage of Scripture and then copies a portion of it into this designated notebook. Students who are reading the 10 suggested literature titles for America the Beautiful will find their daily reading assignments in the end of lesson activities. In Lesson 31, the student will continue reading in Amos Fortune. Today, the student reads the chapter titled The Arrival of Jaffrey. Lesson 32 is an American biography lesson. Today, the student learns about Abigail Adams, who was a wife and mother of presidents. We begin with Abigail Adams' birth and then learn about her marriage to John Adams and about their lives together. At the end of Lesson 32, the students have the opportunity to read a biography of America's second president, Abigail Adams' husband, John Adams. In We the People, students can read a letter that John Adams wrote to his wife, Abigail. Again, students have the opportunity to complete a timeline assignment. Students using the student workbook or the lesson review are reminded to complete those activities. Again, there is a Thinking Biblically assignment, and the student is reminded to read the next chapter in Amos Fortune, Free Man. Lesson 33 is an American landmark lesson. Today, students learn about the city of Philadelphia. This lesson is one of many lessons that has a fast-forward box. Sometimes I wanted to tell students about something that happened at a certain place, but at a later time in history than the one being covered in this unit. In an effort not to confuse their sense of chronology, I often put those fast-forward facts in one of these blue fast-forward boxes. As you can see in this fast-forward box, the students learn about how abolitionists used the Liberty Bell a little bit later in American history, and also about the preservation of the Betsy Ross House. The first assignment at the end of this lesson is a We the People reading. Today, the students turn in We the People to the hymn, "O Sing a Song of Bethlehem." Today, the students also have a map study activity. As always, after every lesson, the student has a timeline assignment. Again, we have the option of the student workbook or the lesson review. Today, there's a vocabulary assignment. We have vocabulary assignments 2 or 3 days a week. Again, the student reads a chapter in Amos Fortune, Free Man. This lesson features a family activity. Each of the 30 units in America the Beautiful gives instructions for a hands-on family activity. These projects offer your family an opportunity to do some kind of creative activity that goes along with the time period of the unit. For Unit 7, your student will create a Liberty Bell mosaic. Lesson 34 in Unit 7 is a God's Wonder lesson. It's about the beautiful Appalachian Mountains. The students learn about different peaks in the mountains. They see beautiful photographs of the plants and animals that live there. The students also learn about the first 3 states that came into the Union after the original 13 colonies became states. The end of lesson activities for Lesson 34 again include map assignments. Today it's Map 4 and Map 13. Again, there's a timeline assignment, student workbook and lesson review. Again, there's vocabulary. Again, today there's a Thinking Biblically activity, and there's a creative writing activity. Each unit has approximately 2 creative writing prompts. Again, the student is reminded to read the next chapter in Amos Fortune, Free Man. The final lesson of Unit 7 is a daily life lesson. Daily life lessons help your student understand the life and work of everyday people throughout American history. And we are excited to honor those people created in God's image whose names don't end up in a history book. You may have noticed that every lesson in America the Beautiful ends in a Bible verse. As you see, this lesson ends with a discussion of the Christian faith of Daniel Boone. It also includes a quote from a letter that he wrote when he was 72 years old, a letter in which he discussed his faith. The Bible verse at the end of the lesson is connected to the end of that lesson, as it says, "Let us trust God the way Daniel Boone did. As the Apostle John wrote, grace, mercy, and peace will be with us from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Son of the Father, in truth and love," from 2 John 3. The end of lesson activities for Lesson 35 include an entry to read in We the People, a timeline assignment. The student is also reminded to complete the worksheet if the student is using the student workbook, or to answer the 5 questions over Lesson 35 if the student is using the lesson review. Students using either of these optional books also take a test over Unit 7. The tests are identical in both the student workbook and the lesson review. Today, the student also has the option of a vocabulary assignment, a creative writing prompt, and for students who are reading literature, the student today will read the last chapter in Amos Fortune Free Man, and those who are using the student workbook or lesson review have the opportunity to answer 5 questions about Amos Fortune Free Man. And that's 1 unit. Remember, though, that I went over every assignment possibility for every lesson, and your student certainly doesn't have to do that. You may be using America the Beautiful only for history, and in that case, your student may only complete 1 or 2 of the activities at the end of the lesson. I wanted to give you lots of options so that you can use America the Beautiful the way that works best for you. Some students are going to be using it as the core of their curriculum, and that student might complete every assignment. Whatever your student does is up to you. As you can see, America the Beautiful is designed to teach your children the story of America in a beautiful way. As the parent, you have little planning or preparation to do, as the curriculum details all you need to know every step of the way. Our website can help you decide if America the Beautiful is a good fit for your family. You'll find the complete table of contents as well as the introduction, which is a great help for you as a parent. I really encourage you to read the introduction. A list of the literature assigned is on our website, 2 complete sample units for you and your student to examine, as well as samples of each component of the curriculum. We are happy to answer any questions you have, so please feel free to contact us. The story of American history is the story of who we are, where we've come from, and where we're going. It's a story about one nation under our God who provides, protects, and redeems. Beautiful stories, beautiful places, beautiful landmarks, beautiful people, and beautiful lives. Bring your family into the story of America's history. Learn it beautifully with America the Beautiful.